This is from Brendan Dilley. He says, the retards who are absolutely dead wrong about President Trump's plans regarding Iran are now attempting to frame themselves as victims because they were anti-war. No, stupid F. People are cooking you for thinking you know better than President Trump, full stop. I think there's valid concern for having another regime change war in the Middle East. Like, okay, Brendan Dilley continues. These some clickbait whores are now claiming that they changed Trump's mind because, this is from 2015, because sloppy Steve Bannon allegedly went to the White House. Do you know how effing dumb you have to be to think sloppy Steve is influencing POTUS in this year, 2025? Okay, so again, this is Viva Pride just like talking about all the yes men. So this is Cat Turd reposting Anna Paulina Luna. Anna Paulina Luna said, all of these pretend pro-America accounts that were pushing infighting within MAGA are literally foreign grifters. I'm telling you, the foreign op is real and so are the bot accounts. Well, Anna Paulina Luna, and this is from 2025. I'm not a bot account. I'm real. I'm an American. I'm a Californian. I'm not a liberal. I'm also not a Republican. I am a conservative. And I believe that it is the conservative position to not do regime change wars in the US because it doesn't benefit America. You can argue that it does, but I haven't heard a very strong argument for it. Northside Battle Stations coach, we are at war. I hope you're just talking about Twitter. Did anything happen? Like, if anything happens, anything crazy, any crazy shit goes down while I'm live streaming, please drop it in the chat and let me know if like something really big happens. Not, I don't know. If anything really big happens while I'm live streaming, please let me know. So after Anna Paulina called all the people that are against this bots, and this is back from the 12-day war. So Cat Turd reposted and says 100%. The same red alert panicking. I hate that term. It's so stupid. The sky is falling doomers who said we were heading into World War III when Trump bombed Iran nukes are pushing their BS panic for click buttons again. But remember, like, the whole thing with the 12-day war is that this is just a strategic military operation. They can't be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. We're going to take out their nuclear capabilities, potential nuclear capabilities, because again, it was only 60% enriched uranium. And that's it. That's it. Over. And then what? Less than a year later, we're back there and we're going full-blown war. And then, yes, I'm calling this full-blown war. This is not going to be an isolated thing. Trump already said it's going to be 4 weeks, which means it's going to be much longer than that because who knows how this can fly off the rails in this 4-week span. So, like, here we are months after the 12-day war, and the original excuse to do what we did during the 12-day war was that they can't be allowed to have nuclear weapons. And then it turned into, when all those protests were going on that may or may not have been influenced by the CIA, they're slaughtering people in the streets, all that stuff. It was, oh, we have to liberate the Iranians. They're massacring people in the streets. We got to come in and save them. And then when we didn't go for that one, when, the Cat Turds and the Mark Levins and the Randy Fines and the Ben Shapiros didn't get their way on that one, then it turned into, oh, they can't be allowed to have ICBMs. They can't be allowed to have intercontinental ballistic missiles, even though they don't. They barely have missiles that can reach Israel. And that was the new reason. It's like they keep moving the goalpost on the reason that we're going to go into Iran. So we'll keep going here. This is the next one. Oh, this is from Clandestine. He has me blocked. Used to really like that guy too. We do this cycle every couple of months. Remember Iran? So when is this from? This is also from October of 2025. So this is from a few months ago. He says, we do this cycle every couple of months. Remember Iran? When all the panicins. Then it's like they create these buzzwords and we're like, we're going to make this a thing. Like the woke right. We're going to make the woke right a thing. Remember Iran when all the panicking morons said Trump was George Bush 2.0 and would start World War III for Israel? Remember the tariffs? When the finance bros and the panicans said Trump would tank the economy? It's all the same group of people every time. It doesn't matter. The tariffs have already gotten ruled illegal by the Supreme Court. It's just funny. And I don't have much of an opinion on the tariffs. It's the same group of people every time. It's the same group of people every time that want us to go to a war with Iran. It's infuriating. It's the same group of people every time It doesn't matter what the story is or what's happening. They are just opposing Trump no matter what, and their stupidity is infecting MAGA. A lot of people that voted for Trump, like myself, one of the primary reasons, three primary reasons for me, and he was 1 out of 3 on these. The 3 primary reasons that I voted for Trump is I wanted him to go after the deep state, the fact that he didn't start any new wars in his first presidency, and he was outspoken about not starting regime change wars in the Middle East. Trump campaigned on that, remember? And the other one was closing the borders. Good job, close the borders. I'll give you that. Great job, great work. But going after the deep state, nothing. You're surrounding yourself with the deep state. And it looks like we're starting another regime change war. So, yeah, this isn't disagreeing with Trump no matter what. I don't give a shit about Greenland. Like, there's things that I voted for Trump for, and he's not delivering on those things. That's a fair criticism of Trump. This isn't, I'm some leftist and it's just orange man bad. This is, I'm criticizing his actual policies. And there are a lot of people that have this exact same sentiment. They are disappointed in the person they voted for. And unlike the left, people on the right that voted for Trump actually have the balls to criticize. They're not just going to be yes men and yes, whatever, like Biden, sharp as a tack. There's no cognitive decline there. It's people that actually have the balls to criticize the person that they voted for, to me, have a higher, they're more credible than people on the left. They've been wrong about everything this entire time, and every time I point it out, they get butthurt. Have they been wrong? Like, you just mentioned the tariffs and wars in the Middle East. Well, this, I'm not saying it is going to be World War III, but let's not pretend that the potential for World War III isn't there. I mean, look at India and Pakistan right now. You still got the shit going on with Russia and Ukraine. Israel and Gaza, before all of this, all of that was already going on. And now you've got Iran striking military bases in what, 6, 7, 8 different countries? Yeah, the possibility for World War III is there. And you got the Samson option. So if Iran somehow brings Israel to their knees by bombarding them with missiles, if the Iron Dome fails and they just start completely wiping Israel out, they got the Samson option. And if Israel decides to fire off a nuke, all bets are off. So yeah, call me a panicking, and I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but the potential for it is there. And I have a valid concern talking about it. Okay. I can't even get through his post because it's so freaking triggering. Trump just announced a peace deal in the Middle East. And instead of being happy about that, they are causing drama because they don't want to admit they were wrong about Trump. So this is from October. Like, oh, that peace deal is going fucking great. Okay. I got a bunch of things in the chat. Obama also gave $1.7 billion to Iran. I wonder how that went. Well, that was for the peace deal. That was for them to not enrich their uranium higher than 60%. That was like part of the peace deal. And I'm not saying it was good to give him a big pallet full of cash, because that's how he gave it to him too. It was a freaking pallet full of cash. But Trump pulled us out of that peace deal, and that was sort of all bets are off with Iran. They technically had the authority, not that we have the authority to tell them they can't, but they could have started enriching uranium past 60% at that point. So yeah, like that, like Iran was sort of more under our control before they got pulled out of the peace deal. North side, how the F did Lutnick find a way for his sons to speculate money on it? Yeah, dude. Yeah, I covered that a couple episodes ago. Pandora beauty videos. All these old men are fighting with each other and killing hundreds of young people. Putin, 73 years old. Trump, 79 years old. Netanyahu, 76-year-old. Narendra Modi, I'm sorry, 75 years old. Xi Jinping is 72 years old. Khamenei is 86 years old. Thing is, China hasn't started any wars. Like, when's the last time China started a war? Like, or even had some regional conflicts, you know? Danger. I laugh at everybody that expects everything on their bucket list to get accomplished by the president. You are setting yourself up for disappointment. Well, there's a whole bunch of things that I wanted to do. I just mentioned the 3 primary reasons. Yes, he secured the border, and not wanting him to start wars isn't something that I want him to do. That's just don't do something. Just don't start a war. Like, The deep state thing, the going after the deep state, like, ripping out the CIA and the FBI evildoers, root and stem. Yeah, that was sort of a long shot. But I did not want him to completely do whatever Netanyahu tells him to do, because that seems to be